Hi, I'm MamaCass Bear. 12 years ago, I was a stay-at-home single mom with 5 kids, most of them with special needs. I had a small old house that my mom had bought for us, a modest but reliable government income, an 8-passenger van, the most amazing group of friends ever, and a new boyfriend that my best friend had introduced me to. He was older than me, and he found himself single after he had inadvertently destroyed his 25-year marriage. I was single because I had inadvertently married a narcissist. I had all my dreams shattered by this narcissist. I spent years watching him suck the life out of anyone who got close enough to him. My friends, my family, myself, my children. I thought I had managed to escape and that I was free to be with someone new, with this new boyfriend. We had both been amazed to discover that, yes, we could actually both fall in love like a couple of goofy teenagers, even though we were in our 40s and 50s. He had a wonderful place in the country, with an old house that was sadly too small to share, and I was dreaming of escaping from the city. I was looking at the future, and I was beginning to think that maybe there was some hope of a life where I wasn't fighting all alone every day to just get through the day. Maybe there was some hope of having enough money and freedom and time and peace to provide a decent life for my kids who deserve better than being stuck in a crappy city full of drug addicts and crazy people and constant fighting and drama and crime and stress. I had hope. And then everything exploded. My ex-husband stole my youngest 4 kids, and my entire life came crashing down on top of me. I lost my house, I lost my van, I lost my government income, and over time, I lost many friends and even some family. I lost my health. I lost a toe and a tendon and a big chunk of my left foot to osteomyelitis. And while I was in hospital fighting for my life and having that amputation to save my life, in court, I lost my parental rights. In April, 4 years ago, my mom died, and I couldn't go to the funeral because of the pandemic. Over these 12 years, I have lost every tiny remnant of hope that I have ever had. But now, I have something so much better than hope. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Rematriate. This is my home now, that place in the country that my boyfriend now shares with me. I call it WilderNesst, and it is here that I find the strength and the peace and the wisdom to weave a brand new life, to begin to return to the land, to make a home where one day my children can all join me. It is here that you can join me on my journey to escape from the city and that craziness and the drug addiction and never having any time or money or freedom or peace or anything to have a decent life. It is here that together we can rematriate.
Storms, they
Hello, Radical Homemakers, and welcome to a beautiful spring day here at WilderNesst. Birds are singing, cheery, 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 and you know what? For the most part, I am actually pretty cheery, cheery, cheery. There's been so much that's gone on in the last couple of months. You know, because you've been there with me. You guys are the ones who saved me and who saved ManCub and the apartment. So, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you so much. It means absolutely everything. Our fundraiser raised around $2,400 in a couple of months, and that money kept ManCub and I going while I was off with my finger surgery and only getting 60% of my pay, and while we were waiting for his disability hearing to take place. Wonderful news. He's got his disability. They approved him. He has a year to do a medical review and get fresh diagnoses so that he doesn't get kicked off, but it means that we're safe for a year. And in that year, we can certainly access whatever we need to do to be able to pass that medical review. So, in so many ways, we're safe. Now, the situation at my job is still not good. Unfortunately, my attempt to return to the call center industry has taught me about some changes that have occurred in the last 8-10 years since I've worked in it. And it appears that now all call center representatives in Canada have to be bilingual. And I have a little bit of French, but I am not fully bilingual, so I can't do that. And I have returned to work now, and I'm continuing to not really be happy there. I thought that we had found a place of peace and that I could keep on for a little while anyway, but that's looking like in the short term I can keep my head down and survive, but it's not going to work out in the long run. There continues to not be enough work available, and we've had some replacements of staff that have caused old problems that I thought were solved to no longer be solved. So I am bound and determined that I am going to have to make a change, but I have to be very, very, very careful. Although we in Canada have health care, so that I will not be completely without health care if I leave my job, we don't have pharmacare. So in order to make sure that I continue to get benefits, I have to be very careful, and I have to stay at my job until I either find another one that is at least as good and a better fit, or until I make another one. And I've got some plans that I won't talk about right now because they're too complicated, that might make it so that I can create a job by creating a very special kind of business venture in the same city that CityDen is in. And so we are, for the meantime, safe and stable, and we won't do anything until we know that any change we make will be an improvement. We still do need to raise some money. We have to get, we can keep up now, but we still have to catch up from a couple of years of not getting close to enough income. So I'm going to keep that going. I have the Discord created, but I have to do a lot more work in order to make it into a place where the kinds of discussions that you guys want to have can happen, and where the kind of information that you guys need is provided. So that's going to be my next little project. Aside from this video, I'm not really going to be working on too many others for the next little while. I've got a lot of the work on the rest of the Explaining Wetico series written. but I don't have any more of those filmed. Now, my plans for the rest of this year are as follows. The first year that I was on YouTube, I made 2 videos. And I didn't finish the second one in that first year because my laptop died and I had to get it fixed. And I didn't have the money. So, year number 1, 2023, I made 2 videos. Year number 2, 2024, I made 4 videos. And I edited and put out the second one. So, you could say 4.5. So, the first 2 years, I made 6 videos. With this video now, there will be 12 total. So I will have already made 6 videos within the first 4 months. January, February, March, April. 4 months of 2025. It is my plan to make a total of 12. So the first year I did 2, the second year I did 4. Now I'm going to really ramp it up and go for 12 this year. I might get more done. I'm not going to make any promises because, you know, my life is crazy. But I'm going to do the best I can. And so that's 6 more videos after this one. And I'm going to be working away on that. So that's my plan. Now, ManCub, because he's got his disability, he is now allowed to go and find a part-time job. So he needs to work on that. And he does want me to express to everyone how incredibly grateful he is, because you guys really did save us. We still haven't got any money coming in from his disability yet, but we've got the letter from them, so it is coming. And so we survived through this rough patch that otherwise would have meant that we lost ManCub's only home. We would have lost that apartment, and I would have been without a place to work. So it would have been a massive blow, and you guys saved us. So it really, really means a lot, and that is the first and most important thing, is that I just need to express thanks. And this is what this channel is all about. It is all about how the way of life that we need to return to, the way of life that we had when we lived in matriarchal cultures before the agricultural revolution and the advent of wetico culture. We need to return to that. We need to rematriate. We need to return to matriarchal ways of living. And it's all about my own journey to rematriate my children to me as a protective mother who had her children stolen because she tried to protect them from abuse. And it's about sharing with you other radical homemakers who want to create home and a way of life that is a rematriation to our original human birthright way of living, and especially to my other protective moms out there. I know there's so many of us. There's so many of us that have had our children stolen from us. I talked about why it is that wetico culture needs to do that to us in the second video in the Explaining Wetico Culture series, Breaking the Bond. I really do hope that everybody gets a chance to watch that. It's not fun. It's not happy-go-lucky. It's an hour and a quarter of unpleasantness. But we're all living in the unpleasantness. And I know for me, the thing that helped me to survive, the thing that gave me something so much better than hope, was understanding what was happening to me and to absolutely everyone else, to everyone who I have ever loved, and everyone who I have ever loved, all of the people that they have ever loved for generations and generations and generations. To me, to you, to all of us, this is what wetico culture does. It sucks the life out of us, just like a narcissist, just like Father Demon sucks the life out of everyone who gets close enough to them. And the only way that we can escape wetico culture is to end it. So we have to understand this stuff in order to escape a trap. You have to understand the trap. So that's why this channel is here. That's why I'm doing this work, because I want this to end. I want this suffering to end. I want your suffering to end. I want my suffering to end. I want all of the suffering to end. And the only way that we can cause it to end is if we end Wetiko culture, which must begin first and foremost with ourselves. So I really hope you get a chance to watch that video, and the first one too. There will be others in the series, because I'm going to continue to explain not only how Wetiko culture works, but how we break free ourselves as individuals and how we put an end to it. And that's complicated. It's not easy. It's not simple. But this is stuff that is so worthwhile, and I know that you guys out there want to make this change. I have heard from so many people. I know from so many people that are suffering right now as the insanity in our world gets more and more intense. It's like moral climate change. Atrocity intensifies. People attempt to punish and respond to atrocity with further atrocity. It's just the frequency and the intensity of the atrocities is changing, and civilization is running headlong into collapse, as it inevitably must do. And this is horrible. It's unfortunate. There's a lot of suffering going on, but the only way for the suffering to end is for the suffering to end, and the suffering can't end until Wetiko culture ends. So let's all hold hands. Let's all stick together as this is going on. Let's help each other. You guys have helped me. I'm here to help you. We're all here to help each other. That's what the Discord community is going to be about. It's going to be about specific details and things like skills that we all need to learn. Because in order to get out of Wetiko culture, you have to relocalize your dependencies, as John Michael Greer says. You have to make sure that you are capable of providing everything that you need in your life within your own land base and your own skill set and your own community. So that's what this is about. And that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. And that is why we have something better than hope. We have faith. We have truth. We have wisdom. And we are going to make that change together. Together, we are going to make ourselves a home. So, I don't know when I'm going to be back. As I said, I got a lot of work to do. I got to get the Discord community going. I've got other things to do. But please, while I'm gone, in between videos, always remember that I love you.